Welcome to TFN Smart Trading Action Alert. I'm Laura Cadden. In mid-July, the Pew Research Group estimated there are now 137 million Internet users in China. Recent estimates for the U.S. online population come in at 165 to 210 million. With a population of 1.3 billion, growth in the number of new Internet users in China is already outpacing the growth in the U.S. and any other industrialized country. Increasing by 23% in 2006, China may overtake the U.S. in the total number of Internet users within a few years. Though only 10% of the country's population has Internet access, the Chinese have already surpassed America in the number of hours its citizens spend online each week. Where are they spending all of this time online? And more importantly, for investors and traders, what is the best way to invest on this powerful convergence of demographic and technological trends? To explore our options, I've invited Stephen Oakes, editor of Volume Spike Alert. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you.
So tell me, with all of these restrictions that Beijing has on Internet usage in China and censorship, all of these other things, what exactly are the Chinese spending their time doing?
Well, you're not going to believe it, but most of the Chinese are doing exactly what 10-year-old kids here in the U.S. are doing. They're playing online games, video games, you name it.
It's gaming.
well, it sounds crazy, but you know the facts are facts. What we're looking at is a market here where the video game market has expanded and grown in 2006 about 68%, and then when you look at the online gaming, they're growing at 74%. So the trends are very clear here.
So that's for a current dimension. You think it's around the 68%, and what kind of growth potential are we looking at?
Well, you know, when you look at what's happening here in the Chinese gaming and online markets, we're seeing, at least by the end of 2006, where we had about 37.5 million gamers, and by 2011, we're expected to see that number hit 71.9 million.
Ooh.
And you know, and it sounds like a huge growth story, especially when you take a step back and you look at it, and it's, you know, we're expected to double the number of gamers out there in 4 years, and that's, you know, it's an impressive growth story. So
are these adaptations that the Chinese are doing of Western games, and what's the strength of the homegrown Chinese gaming industry?
Oh, sure. Actually, when you look at what's happening kind of behind the scenes in some of the universities and colleges, the Chinese are graduating over 100,000 programmers, and that's pretty impressive. But as far as the adaptations to Western-style games, I think it goes both ways. I think what you're looking at here is globalization coming into play, where some of the hot titles, gaming titles from here in the U.S. and similarly Japan, China, they're being mixed around, and then we just basically attach, you know, the language of the home country with the title. So you have a little bit of that going on, but at the same time, there's still titles that where either it's the Chinese, the South Koreans, or Japanese, where they'll come out with a popular title, and it kind of fits with their culture, and it'll stay within that region, whether it's Asia, Southeast Asia, similar to what we have here in the States. So.
Well, I know that some of the well-known names in online gaming, there are people like Chandra and the Nine. These aren't one of the companies you're thinking of. Have you found?
No, actually, one of the companies that I've zeroed in on, they've actually, and they're not specifically in gaming per se, but it's still along the same realm of internet and internet portal industry, and this company trades for about a little over $1 a share. They've had, what attracts users to their site is they can simply go on there, they can read about news, anything that you can imagine, but at the same time, one of their main attractions is they have freeware and shareware downloads. So specifically we're talking about software, but they're using the internet as a means to have customers come in and do business, and they're doing real well. We're looking at, just this past quarter alone, 67% growth in their revenue, and 17 consecutive quarters of revenue growth and profitability. So I think it's a very attractive company here, and it's something that I'm promoting right now.
Do you see a catalyst in the near future? I mean, it's clearly already.
Oh, sure. They've actually just hopped off the Toronto Pink Sheets, and they're coming on board with the prestigious listing on the New York Stock Exchange. So things are on the rise, and they're looking good for this company.
So when will you be releasing this recommendation? I assume
Oh,
it's to your
actually
advisors.
this week. This week I'll be putting out the play, and for subscribers and members, they can come on board. The website's at www.volumespikealert.com.
Well, very interesting. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me, Laura.
My pleasure. As Steve mentioned, you can learn more about this stock and other hot zombie picks by going to www.volumespikealert.com. Please join us next week for another profitable opportunity on TFN's Smart Trading Action Alert. For Stephen Oakes and TaipanFinancialNews.com, I'm Laura Cadden.